אנחנו מטילים מצור מוחלט על העיר עזה. אין חשמל, אין מזון, אין מים, אין דלק. הכל סגור. אנחנו נלחמים בחיות אדם ואנחנו נוהגים בהתאם.
So in your mind, Palestinians are human animals. This is how you're justifying cutting off their access to water, to food, to electricity. You're leaving them with no way to treat the injured or the sick. And this is going to affect 2 million Palestinians. So you're okay with civilians, including children and babies, starving to death. Have you convinced yourself you're just culling the herd? No one cries over the culling of a herd. This is genocide. Dehumanizing statements are always made just before committing genocide. The Native Americans were called savages. Black people in America were called genetically inferior subhumans. The Tutsis in Rwanda were compared with animals. That's just a short list. It doesn't include the oppressed, dehumanized peoples experiencing genocide right now in different parts of the world. And now you're doing the same thing, dehumanizing those you want to ethnically cleanse out of Gaza. Let's take a look at these 2 million so-called animals you want to condemn to death.
الولد اختفى بايديا معنا الولاد وين؟ هذا يطمني هنا بكفي يا عالم بكفي ظلم احنا ناس غلابة اقسم والاولاد ماتوا بدون ما ياكلوا يشهد علي الله الاولاد ماتوا بدون ما ياكلوا يشهد علي الله
لقينا الاسعاف اجى اخذنا اتزلزلنا زلزل اطفالي ايش ذنبهم انا اولادي ايش ذنبهم انا وين الناس وين الضمير وين الانسانيه سيبك من الاسلام سيبك من المسيحيه سيبك من اليهوديه وين الانسانيه يا رجل ايش دخلنا احنا يسيبوا اطفالي انا ولا كهرباء ولا ميه ولا نت ولا اكل ولا شرب ولا ايش ليش فجاه احنا لابسين نروح المدارس فجاه نلاقي حالنا مشردين لا بيت ولا مكان ولا ملوى ولا مأوى من سيارة لمستشفى لشارع لما حد يقول لي تعالى عندي هان ولا واحد يقول لي تعالى عندي هان وينقصف واحد يتصل علي تعالى عندي وينقصف اروح وين انا؟ وين اروح؟ قولوا لي وين اروح؟ انا بالشارع انا هيني بالشارع وين اروح؟
I don't know about you, but I didn't see animals in those videos. I saw humans. I saw mothers, children, and civilians. They're just as human as you, sir, with all the same needs and feelings as anyone else. You're committing war crimes against them with this collective punishment you ordered. I'm sure you'll blame Hamas and say Israel's only defending itself and the blood of Palestinians is on the hands of Hamas because they knew retaliation would be the result. Even if the surprise attack Hamas launched rises to the level of war crimes, that does not justify your decision to commit war crimes and genocide. The whole Hamas made me do it is pathetic. It's an excuse for your own decisions on how to respond. Hamas didn't make you do anything. You could have responded differently. Now the problem is your country has been committing war crimes and a slow genocide against the Palestinians for 75 years since Israel was established. And oppressing the Palestinians, forcing them to live under military occupation, is not optional for you. You don't want a two-state solution. Your country has been sabotaging that idea with the illegal settlements in the West Bank. It seems Israel is too greedy for land to ever agree to a two-state solution, which is probably not possible anymore. The only other option is to end the Palestinian oppression is to unite as one state. This would end the occupation, granting the same rights and citizenship that Israelis enjoy to all Palestinians. So the Palestinians would then be Israelis. You know, everyone gets Israeli citizenship. But if you do that, the Zionist dream will die, and a Jewish majority Israel will disappear. Not because anybody killed Jews, but just because the Palestinians will most likely outnumber you soon enough in that scenario, even if they don't now. After all, you wouldn't be mowing the lawn to reduce their numbers every few years anymore. They'd be able to grow and raise their families in peace. So because of this, the Palestinian oppression must continue indefinitely for the Zionist dream to be a reality. But don't think you can oppress a people and they'll just take it. They are revolting against their oppression because they're human. That's human nature. They're not animals. The one thing I struggle to understand the most, though, is how Jews can adopt a belief system like Zionism that requires the dehumanization and genocide of a people to make it a reality. We're always reminded about how the Jews suffered the worst dehumanization and genocide of the 20th century. How can you do that to another people? How is anyone still doing this? Dehumanizing others to make it acceptable to commit murder and genocide? It's barbaric. We're all human. We all have the same capacity for good and evil, and we all have the same human needs, wants, and emotions. And if Hamas fighters have any unjust blood on their hands from when they attacked, they'll have to account for that when they return to our Creator. Just as you'll have to account for all the blood on your hands when you return to our Creator, and you have a lot of unjust Palestinian blood on your hands since you gave that genocidal order. And that's on you, not Hamas.